Hey everybody, what's up? So I want to talk about two books in one. The first is a book called The Grand Hotel, which is basically a story about, well, a hotel, but in a different way. The manager / night desk clerk / tour guide takes people who come in on a tour of the hotel, the different rooms. And one of the things that's unusual about this particular hotel, and pardon the camera jiggling, my cat is near the camera, is that Vic takes people to see different residents of the hotel and slowly prods them to tell different stories. And along the way, this young girl who's part of a tour group starts asking him questions. At one point, we do learn his name is Vic. Now, Vic basically notices this right away. When she says his name, he tells her not to ever do that again. But more importantly, he takes interest in the girl because no one's done this before. And Vic decides he's going to gauge her answers as everything goes along. Now, you're going to ask, well, what does this have to do with two books in one? The other book, and the book it was kind of taken off of, was The 5 and 20 Tales of the Genie. Now, if you've ever heard of this book, please don't ask me to pronounce certain things in this trust me says, woo-hoo. It is about a king, emperor, whatever you want to call him, who basically, he's the emperor, who makes this deal with a yogi for power, right? He gets offered it, and he goes, oh, I'll do all this stuff, but you have to return a favor to me. He's been giving these gems, and he never knew it before. And he asked him to go to this tree and get down this body. The body is inhabited by a genie, and the reason it's called The 5 and 20 Tales of the Genie, and in this version there's a couple different endings. He basically finds out the body has a genie in it, and the genie tells him these different stories. And the genie will ask him, okay, what do you think, what's the moral of the story, or whatever the case may be. The reason they're tied is because this book actually influenced the other one. Much like both, there are different tales that are told, but there's a catch between each of them. Some of the tales are fantastical. For example, one of the stories, I'll just give you a slight hint of one, is there is a tale in the Grand Hotel about a trip to Mars. Another one is about a doctor who travels between dimensions, different things like that. And in the way the book is written, there's kind of different sorted stories to them. But what makes it unique is these two actually have the same thing. Both have someone who tells the tale, and both have someone who has to answer the questions. There's no right or wrong answers, it's just simply meaning that, well, Genie's up to something in this one. Makes you wonder about the other book. I do highly recommend one or the other. I got the Grand Hotel as an offer through BookBub, not a sponsor, when I first started using it. And reading through it, the author actually did say at one point, I think it was online, or something, that he did use one of the versions of this, and this is the copy I got. This is the most price economical copy that I could find, and read through it. And the more I read it, the more I realized, the Grand Hotel does offer a little bit of something more different than this book has, because this is a lot of older stories that want to match contemporary times, but also the questions that are asked and the different things that the answers give may not hold up in today's society, or there's a translation or different meaning from the time frame. It's really hard to say, but ultimately both are enjoyable. I prefer the Grand Hotel, not because of the fact that, don't get me wrong, it is a great book, and I have, unfortunately, my copy of the Grand Hotel is digital only because BookBub is ebooks only. Well, they also have a service called Chirp or something like that, which is just, like I said, not a sponsor, which is audiobooks, which is something I don't listen to. But yeah, they're focused for limited time stuff or whatever. But that's how I found out about the Grand Hotel. I think it's an interesting trade-off between the two in the long run. Grand Hotel definitely is worth reading first, followed by this one, because the Grand Hotel, like I said, is more modern, but also some of the questions and some of the stories are kind of more intriguing, because of the fact that in one instance, one of the people from this group, as they're talking to a resident of the hotel, because something's funny about the backdrop of the hotel and everything behind it, and he's like, oh, in this area there's power surges or whatever. But during the course of the book, you start finding out more about the hotel itself, not only the hotel, but its residents, and Vic, but you find out that there's a very common thread between everything that exists there. So, with that being said, if you do read them, I hope you do enjoy them. Please let me know what you think. If you've read one or the other, it'd be much appreciated. Talk to y'all later. Take care. Bye.